Good morning. It is Tuesday, January 12th, 2021. I hope this video finds you well. It's a little chilly where I'm at, and I guess that's kind of the theme. It is winter. I am going to pull some tarot and oracle cards for our general guidance for today. And I will note that in order to make the video shorter, I do shuffle off camera. And I appreciate any subscriptions, likes, comments, and shares in order to grow this channel as it is new. We're going to jump right into it today with the numerology guidance cards. And today's card is number 3, and that's creativity. It also stands for community. Anyone that pays attention to numbers, I've actually seen a lot of double numbers. Saw it on the gas price when I got gas yesterday, and license plates. I do drive a lot, so I'm always looking at the license plates. Creativity is all about using our imagination. And this is urging us to reconnect with our creative side to improve our just general quality of life and to realign with source. Step out of our practical and logical mind and, not brush off the serious of life, but make more lighthearted endeavors and playful experiences. It's going to raise our vibration. Immerse ourselves in something that lifts our spirits. It can be painting, a musical instrument, writing, cooking, landscaping if you're lucky enough to be in a climate to do that now. Anything that just brings you joy and can use our imagination. Rediscovering ourselves through our talents will help us see the magic that we have in our lives. Our next tarot card for the day comes from the Santa Muerte Tarot, and what we've drawn is in reverse. I'm going to flip it around, and it is the Justice card, and it seems as though some of us may be searching for justice and not receiving it. Since it was received in reverse, we may feel that the decks are stacked against us. Things are unfair. This brings uncertainties. We could be feeling the consequences of our own actions right now. Time to do some soul searching when this card comes in reverse. The advice of the dead is to deal with a situation methodically and in a balanced way with an organizational spirit without letting ourselves become disrupted by desires or passions. So now we have a conflict. We're supposed to be playful and creative, and throw out logic, but, the Justice card in reverse wants us to use logic to arrive at our justice. So we'll go ahead and see what the rest of the messages are for today. And this is card number 11 in the deck. And 11 is a master number. And 1s are usually new beginnings. So the justice that we seek will give us a closure in order to move on to a new beginning. Our next tarot is from the Muse Tarot. If you've been with me before, you'll notice that I haven't used this deck before. I did just get it. So this is the first time that I'm actually reading with it. And what we've drawn is another major arcana, and that's 21. And it's the World card in this deck. This speaks of ending of cycles, completions, attainment, ascension, tying up loose ends, possibly travel plans. It's a celebration card. It's kind of you made it, there's an end of a cycle. This circle closes, you're on to a next one. We're being asked to enjoy the coming chapter, to witness our success as we are being divinely guided. But first, take a moment just to breathe. The world's in our hands, and that's because of the divine magic. Our last tarot card of the day comes from the Beautiful Creatures Tarot. And what we've drawn in reverse is the Seven of Swords, which generally speaks of treachery and sneakiness. It's generally a little male with his 7 swords. So in reverse, the meaning is that something we feel has been stolen or taken from us is going to be returned. That we will go to great lengths to regain something, or that good advice is going to be given by someone that we know. Pay attention to signs and synchronicities. Someone's betrayal will be brought to light soon enough in divine timing. Our first oracle of the day comes from the Alice in Wonderland Oracle. And it's in reverse. I'm going to flip it for us. And it's number 14, which resonates to a 5. It can be indicative of a change. This particular card is for time, pressures, and being in a rush. Since it's reversed, it could be our refusal to meet deadlines by procrastination and sheer avoidance. And it can be because we feel overwhelmed with our responsibilities. We could be making no progress by being too slow and staying still when a movement is needed. This also indicates that we could be giving up on our dreams. And even though it may be true that we have to meet a deadline, we did need to take a moment to slow down to tend to other responsibilities. This card indicates that we're in the midst of a whirlwind, so that we need to be the calm or the eye of the storm. And we need to put to rest the urge to worry and rush in order to get things done. So be careful and focus. If we hurry, we're liable to make mistakes. So just take our work seriously and have a plan. Our next oracle is from the Enchanted Map. And what we've drawn for today is in reverse. I'm going to flip it around. It's number 4. It's the Spirit of Place. This kind of leads to being confused. We could be entangled in the details of our desires, and that could actually obscure the truth. So we need to step back and ask ourselves, what's the nature of our real situations? This can expose hidden agendas, and we need to trust in our intuition. So this kind of coincides with the Beautiful Creatures for the 7 of Swords, and as well as the Alice in Wonderland for the clocking time. This is kind of slowing down and be analytical, to hold ourselves to finding the power to tell the truth to ourselves and then the world. This is telling us to distinguish between what is true and what is false. Honesty with ourselves is first and foremost. An apple can't become an orange, a dog can never be a cat. And this, says, are we trying to change something or our agenda? Only when we see things as they truly are will we find the real treasure. And, Spirit is definitely asking us to find our place in this world and then, surrender to them that the path we're on is the correct one. And if we execute our free will, it's kind of going to be like one of those books from when we were kids where we read a page and at the bottom it says, if you want to do this, go to page so-and-so. If you want to do that, go to page so-and-so. I forget the actual title for those type of books, but free will is always going to fall into play. but we never need to forget like where home is. Our Wisdom of the Oracle card today, and this deck does not reverse, is the card of mending. It is 52, which resonates to a 7, and this can be for perseverance and strategy. This card's definitely about forgiveness and healing after some type of conflict. Each time we're hurt, and we need to allow that hurt to pass through with understanding. If we fail to do that, we accumulate a burden, which keeps us chained to the things that we need to heal, whether it be the pain, the memories. I kind of equate this to the Devil card of the tarot. It breeds resentment that we will rehearse over and over. So it's time to mend and heal in order to reclaim our power. Forgive and release to set ourselves free. It doesn't always necessarily mean forgetting, but we've come to a place where, a type of forgiveness, an ending of a cycle is necessary to move forward. Energies need to clear. We need to remember that everyone makes mistakes, especially when you want something really bad. So you may have been chasing after something may have been chasing after you, and it's all coming down to the choices that were made. Don't play the blame game. You can always start over again. That's what forgiveness is all about. This also could speak to, to grief, and grief will strip away our mask and it'll leave us exposed in order to mend. Really rely on the universe to have your back. There will be sympathy and empathy from others, and they will help hold ourselves together. Pain and suffering is a part of life. None of us are immune to it. So we really just need to do some self-care and realize that we are loved by physical bodies as well as the divine. And our last card of the day comes from the Blind Spot Oracle. So let's take a look and see what we have in our blind spot today. And this is number 16. Again, this resonates to a 7. 52 in mending resonated to a 7. We also drew the 7 of Swords in the tarot. So 7 is definitely a number you may want to take with you throughout the day. In this deck, 16 is the card of control. So this indicates that what we may be doing is for our need to control. It's our hidden motive, and it could be causing us pain as well as others in our circle pain. And honestly, we could be trying to control the inevitable or uncontrollable, which is going to leave us depleted and powerless and sometimes terrified. We could be focusing on something as if it is something we control to prevent the pain. And, just as I said with the mending card, pain, grief, suffering is all a part of life, and we can't avoid it. Trying to control things actually puts us squarely out of the realm of control, and it creates an illusion. We could be being overly critical of people. That's often a way to gain control. Control, the automatic response to that is going to be disapproval. So we're going to be met with opposition. We could just be trying to constantly exude any power or influence we have over behavior and events. We need to consider that the way that we may be about going, simply getting what we want, is creating a push, and it's actually hindering us. So really take a step back and, like with the clock time card, be a little analytical and realize that we don't always need to be in control. The divine is actually always, the pilot of our lives, and just kind of surrender to the path that we are predestined for. I hope you guys have a really great day and hope to see you back tomorrow. Would love to see new subscribers, likes, comments, and shares to grow the channel. Until then, be the change you wish to see in this world. Have a great day.